everybody. How's it going? Good to see you all. Super great to be here with you right now. Alright, so craziest stuff in the world. More perfection for you. Yeah, it's freaking phenomenal. Alright, so started out the day, beautiful day, really powerful, super activated, getting on the move, worked out a bit, took a shower, went to Choice, got a pauhana, brushed my teeth, went and had a massage, man, phenomenal massage. Mia DeBella, I don't know if I should say her name, but phenomenal massage, friggin' great stuff, a lot of stuff releasing, had a teaching come through about the mother. Well, the entire time there was this weird sexual energy expression inside of me. I was like, oh man, what am I gonna do about this? I'm a professional being, I need to not have any kind of a weird expression like this coming through me in any kind of way, shape, or form. And I'm like, goodness gracious, created a lot of different pressures. I was like, man, I mean, originally I had the pressure of, just going to a female's house that I've seen before in the past. I didn't really feel like we were really well connected due to whatever social engagements caused that kind of a disconnect, whatever it is. I of course had attraction to her being. I have attraction to a lot of different beings, but the attraction is purely physical typically, and maybe I care for what they're doing, but that's more like a family, really honoring somebody kind of a deal, and nothing like sexual or anything in that kind of a manner. I think a lot of people are extremely beautiful, gorgeous beings. And so anyways, so this was occurring, these kinds of feelings, frustrations, like, oh no, am I going to become aroused? What am I going to do? Do I want to become aroused? Do I want this to happen? Do I want that to happen? What am I going to do about this or that when it does happen, if it does happen? And, all these different feelings, like, does she like me? Does she not like me? All this different stuff, And that put me in a really awkward place because me personally, I'm not looking for any kind of relationship with anybody who isn't exactly myself. Precisely myself. Really like in a simultaneous symmetry that's like the most amazing thing ever when two beings get together as one being. And that's something that's going to occur. That's not something that would have to be formulated, would have to be learned, would have to be grown. That would be crazy to me if I had to learn how to do that with somebody. Insanity. Like, whoever it is, if there was somebody, I would be fully complete in my full realization state, and so would they. It's how I imagine the only possible way for us to meet in such balance would be. Now, there is the whole guru, Guru Rinpoche, and all these other enlightened beings that had their consort. I don't really know a lot about their consorts, but it seemed like they were more the embodiment of enlightenment than their consort. And so, there is the idea that maybe, hey, if somebody was open enough, you could sleep with them in a tantric way, in a really powerful way, in a very unified way that would cause enlightenment and liberation for all beings in a certain sense, or liberation for me, which would then, bring upon liberation for all beings. But I'm really looking for one that's exactly equal in the meeting of the realization. Now, we're all equal, so there's no reason to have any kind of doubt or weird ego frustration, attack, or defense when it comes to me saying this. I just mean somebody with the exact point in their path that I happen to be. And a super mirror, a ridiculous channel of energy. And if they could be possibly in that way to where they can expand to the resonant field of any light that they happen to see, then man, looking at one another, we're going to super be activated, and we're going to skyrocket into the sky like dragons doing a downward death spiral to the ground in our mating ritual or something. It'd be phenomenal. So anyways, that's more what I'm looking for. The temporary pleasures and everything are all right, but who needs any of that? And I'm definitely not looking to get sucked into a world of illusion by anybody attached to illusion. So trust and believe, if you have a house or something like that, the chances of me being attracted to you are very slim. Now, where would this person be? If they're in the type of surrender that I'm in, then they must be somewhere else. And the chances of us seeing each other is going to be ridiculous. I would have to be forced into movement somewhere. So maybe they've been on the island the entire time. We've just been in different places and never seen one another. That'd be a really interesting thing if the person was on Maui. I was told when I first got here that I didn't come to Maui for love. But hey, I also told by that person that I wasn't supposed to do psychedelics anymore. And they were wrong. Holy crap. If I didn't, man, there'd be no way I'd be able to talk to you like this now. Who knows? I probably would have gone into confusion or something. I don't know. I guess maybe it's a possibility. I could have trusted myself, but I don't freaking think so, because that was before I spun my energies together. So whoever that person was, whatever they were trying to say, unsolicited advice from what they call spirit, must be their higher self or something that's discordant with the full realization frequency, which is why they're not at all going in that direction. Not to their knowledge. They're trying to succeed the world and stuff like that, which is fine. That's okay if you decide to succeed the world. By fine, I mean, holy shit, please stop. And, I don't know, go into the realization of yourself. Go deep within. Geez, why are you deciding to live in suffering and perpetuate it? You can be free. You are free. You can realize that now, today, if you wanted to. So that'd be really great if you did that. I'd be super, super elated if anybody wanted to go on that route. So anyways, so this got me feeling all messed up. I didn't even want to leave the house, but for some reason I just couldn't express. And man, I am a brilliant expresser. I gotta tell you, I'm a super phenomenal expresser. So it's strange when I get myself into a situation where I can't express. So I had all this buildup of energy because, you know, when I don't express, it clogs the channel that's flowing really fast. So it gets a huge buildup really quickly and it starts to, you know, feel as if it can cause me a lot of pressure and detriment, disease, fatal death, the loss completely of my path. It's pretty intense. I mean, people would say, hey, that's a manic depressive disorder, that's a psychosis or something, but I'm telling you, man, this is the truth of it. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty crazy, but you can see why I'm a little serious about what it is, because I've understood what it meant to back out of the thing that I'm stepping into here. And goodness gracious, is it detrimental to my physicality, to my consciousness entirely. Goodness gracious, I might lose me forever. It'd be deleted off the scene of everything. Never to be known was my ripple or something, you know, in this amazing ocean of consciousness. So, with that, you know, it seems to be extremely important. And it shows me this by sending me pain. You know, pain is a good indication that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing, or whatever, you know what I mean? You gotta do something with that pain. Please don't continue the pain thinking, I'm gonna be strong, you know, or do whatever you feel's best. I mean, it made me continue the pain until it was the right time. So, what did I do? I called her on the phone right afterwards, before I even left the driveway. I was there for like 20 minutes, so I was like, all right, I gotta express this stuff. It's really difficult for me to express it. I'm going there. You know, it's sexual energy, and the mother was calling me home to her in the jungle, but there's this other energy. You're asking for feedback. She asked for feedback twice, so I was like, oh shit, I'm supposed to say something here. What am I supposed to say? I don't know. And so I'm trying to figure it all out, you know, and then finally as I'm driving away, I start to figure out more and more, and I just can't let it go because it's fucking completely taken over my body. Woo! And so, you know, that's pretty tough. It's a tough thing to go through as a, I don't know, super channel like myself. So, anyways, here we go. I'm continuing on. And so, yeah, super duper fantastic. I'm feeling elated right now. I can't even tell you how amazing. And it didn't cost me to do this. Are you kidding me? Whoa, what amazing perfection. I can't believe it. Who knows who this will help, if it'll help. I don't know. I guess it's a freaking on-purpose thing, so I gotta imagine for some reason this being had to receive this reflection in that kind of a shaky, weird way, and I'm too confident to, you know, usually provide that kind of thing, so it had to shake me up, shake me loose, and keep this thing inside of me until that point where I would be all weird. And now that I've expressed it in the manner that was perfect, you know, I can express these kinds of things in a much more balanced fashion later, but also I was able to provide what was needed in that moment, which happened to be a kind of weird, shaky expression that, you know, was the way to be. So anyway, so this led me to veg out, where I then sent messages to this person. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to have to send messages to him because apparently I can't express vocally, so I don't know really what's going on. And so I got to do that, clear some different things out, see some things from my past. I mean, things that I've already brought up to myself. I mean, all kinds of different awarenesses and feelings. But hey, it probably helps me clear whatever it is that's going to need to be cleared forever I see myself. You know, the actual myself. You know, the myself that is myself like everybody's myself, but really like in alignment directly with my frequency. We're like magnets. Stick with one another. And that's cool stuff, man. I hope everybody can find that. I mean, I guess they are in little portions. Here, we stuck for a little, and then they fell away, and then there's a kid, we stuck a little, or like, we stuck a little, and then we made a decision that it was all good, and then we still went, and we never told each other about it, whatever that is, you know. It's okay, not a big deal. You know, we can be honest anytime we want to. Anytime we want to, whatever time that we feel like it, really. I mean, I guess I wasn't able to express there until it was time for me to express. So I sent this whole message. I'm sending messages. All the while I'm surrounded by these amazing, phenomenal numbers. Even while leaving there, you know, I'm seeing 1127, 1123, the Fibonacci sequence. I'm going. I'm like, all right, well, I'm definitely still in perfection somehow, but I'm feeling way uneasy. I can't figure this out. I got to express about this. What is it? I'm losing my path. I can't do this. It's too tough. You know, it's very, very, very difficult when you're moving through all that stuff. And so, okay. Finally, like I said, I was getting to veg out. I was like, oh, I'm going to go get a smoothie, but then I had to express. So I expressed, doing all this. Finally, I cleared it out. I went to my childhood. I went to to the girls that didn't like me in school because I hadn't been in puberty. I had sex with this girl that was looked at as a whore. She had sex with a lot of guys, and yeah, and so I'd fucked her, I'd slept with her. Wow, did you say that word? Yeah, it's okay. I slept with her, and yeah. And then I imagined, I don't know, I just gained this fear that she had told all the girls about my small penis at the time. I had a small penis at the time. I hadn't been to puberty until I was 17 when I joined the Army, actually. I was in basic training when I got my growth spurts and everything. And then I really didn't even know when puberty happened. It happened so gradually. I don't know what that's about, but hey, man, that's the way it goes. So, anyways, and I don't give a fuck. So, anyhow, man, it was crazy. So I expressed all those things, 2 giant messages, and then once I expressed it, I was like, oh, good. Oh, that's right. I don't even actually care about this. I don't know. It was just a big thing. Just something I guess I was holding inside that needed to be expressed. And so that's what I was thinking at that point. And then I was like, all right, when I finished this, it was 2:55, time for my colonics appointment. The first colonics I've ever had, probably the last colonics I've ever had. Why? Because I'm super clear and super clean, and I eat good stuff, and my digestive system is apparently top notch. But anyways, that doesn't matter. You know, something about clearing myself completely, probably. You know, I'm super insanely healthy all the time. Right now, I could work out a little more, though. Yeah. It's good for you to do that, but you know, it's all coming in its time, it's all in its season, it's all in a perfection. That was cool, right? That's wavy, wavy, wavy. Too fast? Alright, we'll slow it down. Alright, so that was cool. Now, as I was saying, back to the perfection. So that happened. I was still feeling uneasy about the whole message thing, this girl, for a while. I was like, man, this is kind of a weird situation, all these scenarios. But also, I felt fine. I felt like the release was gone. I didn't have any more energy to express. And I was like, but I felt a little uneasy, like, oh, how are they going to take this? You know, how's it going to be? Yeah, it'd probably be pretty weird. And then I remembered, that's right, I don't have any friends or family, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I have family, but we don't really talk. And so I'm not really worried about what they think about me. And I have friends, I mean, that don't really love themselves, so they don't actually love me. So it's not a big deal. I mean, I don't have anybody I'm attached to is what I'm trying to say. And so not having anybody I'm attached to means that, shoot, I mean, what do I really worry about anything expression? Do you think I'm afraid to post this? Man, I'll post all about it. I'll post about it, I'll write about it, I'll shout about it, I don't care. And you know what? If nobody reads this or listens to this, that's fine too. I'm just expressing it here in the moment. If I don't express here in the moment, dear God, it was 12:33 right when I looked down though. Making me feel perfect. So, yes. So then I went to the colonics, I did that, that was cool. I feel a little lighter, I feel pretty good. Maybe this is all because of the amazing massage I had, which was phenomenal, clearing, I cried. It was super great, that was definitely for me. I got to really get a message from the mother. This song came on, from Pachamama is what she called it. It's like, yeah, man, she's calling me home, man, calling me to the jungle, calling me to be free, to be me, to go to her, to go to the womb and really learn and really grow. And I mean, the trees and the plants had already told me that at the beginning of this year, but I wasn't sure, and so I went through this whole process that's been going on now, and it's all a perfection. It's really freaking amazing. I mean, this year was nothing but an upward spiral mushroom medicine ceremony. Boom! Yeah, with intention, staying phenomenally present, having reverence for the medicine and for all beings the entire time, the entire duration, understanding what it means to be in surrender. Super phenomenal stuff. Okay, so I went to that, and then I go over, I'm like, well, shoot, I'm still hungry, I'd like to go somewhere. I thought about going to one of the food trucks, but the reason I didn't go to one of the food trucks was because I went to the colonics. So I was like, no, I don't think that I want to put any GMO foods in me right after I clear my system out. I mean, that would be ridiculous. 133 was when I said that and looked at it. I mean, when I looked at it was that's kind of like the second you look, and then it's like this amazing number. But now if I were to sit here and wait for it and watch it, that's not the same thing. That's kind of like looking for signs, like, I'm really scared, please show me something, please show me, and then I'm like tricking myself that I got this amazing simultaneous number with the moment. But that's not the simultaneous random number. The simultaneous random number is the one I'm not looking for. When I just accidentally look and be like, whoa, dude, there it was. You know, that's what it's about. But I mean, I've seen other people doing what I see as overreaching. They're like, wow, I'm going to add this number and add that number and add that number, and then I'm going to get this number. That's a pretty interesting way to do it, but hey, whatever they want to do. I'm kind of a little faster than that. I'm really not trying to be in my mind for that long, okay? Trying to move on through. So, I'm a pretty quick frequency, though. You can tell by the way I talk. Yeah. Anyhow, So, moving on to the next part of the perfection, not just the colonics that brought me to Veg Out. So I went to Veg Out, which rocks. I love the lady at Veg Out. If you guys want to go to Veg Out and eat her food, she's super awesome. She's had to take some stuff off the menu. It doesn't look like she has a lot of people going there, worker-wise. So, give her some love, man. Support her. She's pretty awesome. I mean, I'm pretty sure that her stuff's organic. I mean, why would it not be? I didn't ask her, though. She has organic tofu. I mean, I'm sure the rest of it's organic. I mean, it's a place called Veg Out. I mean, it's a vegetarian, vegan place, a health food place. It would make sense. Though I have seen that some of the health food stores here in Paia, don't use all organic stuff, even though they say they do, Monofoods. And same thing with Whole Foods. But they don't say that they do unless they do. So Whole Foods is not lying to you, so that's a pretty cool thing. And then, I don't know, Costco has some organic foods and stuff. It doesn't matter. Enough about that. So, maybe somebody needed to hear that. So I'm at Veg Out, and I'm sitting there, and I got 10 minutes to wait for my awesome vegetarian pizza, my garlic bread. And I'm like, man, I'm super thirsty. I see there's this little lady over there. I'm like, old Hawaiian lady, old Asian lady. Who is she? I'm not quite sure. But she looks like she's probably about done. I'm really thirsty at this point. I didn't bring any water with me. I have an empty bottle of water. And I was like, man, it's too bad I can't fill that up. When I saw the machine, I was like, oh, sweet. So I went grab my water, and I go over there. Well, what do you know? I know her. I know this lady, Tomoko. Amazing. And my buddy, who was across the street, was super awesome. He was just pulling out. He's like, hey, Ryan, I love your post, man. I'm like, oh, shoot, he loves my post. That makes me feel good. Not everybody tells me, So I was like, sweet, that guy fucking told me, sweet. So that made me feel good. And then my other friend says, hey, Ryan. I look over, and I didn't recognize him at first. He had a goatee. And, but yeah, super happy to see my brother. Give him a big hug. Give my sister a big hug. My sister's an energy mover like myself, so she moves with the motions of the moment in a really amazing way, channeling it through. We had an amazing dance in Kipahulu at Lakahi. It was an awesome night, phenomenal evening, and a beautiful morning as well. And so that was cool. And anyways, so all of a sudden, I started telling him a little bit about my life, what's been going on in the day. It says, be light. Oh, man, would you be light? I mean, you can't help it, right? Be light, maybe like, not so heavy. Don't be so heavy, bro. Relax. So yeah, anyways. Oh yeah, and I was, that's funny I said be light too, because I was about to tell you about this light language. Obviously, if you've been watching anything, I got this light language thing coming through me. And that's just a little preview. I've done some things before. So anyways, and so I wanted to tell her about the light language and the movement. I was a little nervous about it, with my prior experience, whenever I get shaken loose from my normal expression, like this really powerful, clear one that's coming through real confident, like, I kind of, find myself in a place of unconfidence, a little bit of doubt, but that's okay, because that allows me to meet people wherever they're at. If I keep it myself at this speed, imagine if you come up to me while I'm talking like this. Are you going to be able to handle it? Really? You think so? Alright, well, come on and talk to me if you think so. Come on, try it out. We'll see. I talk a lot. I'm probably more powerful. I'm kind of dominating. You'll think of me as arrogant, but I have a lot of things to teach, so I don't have a lot of things to listen to right now. You wanted me to listen to you, then maybe I would listen to you in order to help you. But when I'm at this frequency, I'm just going to tell you real direct what's going on. If you don't get it, then go on. Now, if I get dropped down a bit, I'm going to meet you where you're at. I'm going to have a little bit more empathy. I'm going to have a little more time and patience for you, and I'm going to be able to meet you in a way that you could see as great or beneficial. Now, if it starts to, lose benefit in some kind of a way in my eyes, then I might, send you away from me pretty quickly. I mean, depending on how you're doing it, I could do it with grace, or I'll do it in a way that balances with how you're disrespecting my energy field or something like that, typically. Whatever that is. And I'll state very clearly why and all that stuff. I won't leave you guessing. I mean, you still may be guessing because the things that I bring to your awareness are probably things that are outside of your awareness, so that'll be different, but whatever, it's not a big deal. I mean, I trust perfection pretty well. especially right now because I'm like resting in perfection all the time. Earlier it was tougher for me to trust that it was perfection because I needed to not trust that it was perfection so that I could meet somebody where they were. So that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to bring to you now. So this is teachings, you know, for everybody, and also for the light workers that may be having similar experience with their noticing of perfection. And maybe that won't happen for a long time. Who knows if anybody's going to figure this out anytime soon or not. I don't know if there's anybody figuring out quite what I'm figuring out. But it's pretty amazing stuff, so love ya. And anyhow, so then, you know, getting the water, I end up doing this amazing light code activation. We're going through, and then I stop, and I'm like, oh shoot. And then it keeps going, but she stayed with me, that wonderful Tomoko. She stayed with me. I'm so happy that she did stay with me. I'm so happy that we were able to make it through that in that beautiful way, that everything was going so great. I mean, holy moly. I mean, that's amazing. And she rode with it the whole time, and it showed me the benefit of it in another way. So it got me reconnected and refocused on that part of my past, so I can start maybe practicing that more, or doing that more, and getting myself in a stronger alignment with that. And maybe that has to do a lot with whatever's been going on, who knows for sure. But all it was how amazing, because I would not have been at that spot. There's no way I could have been at that spot. Had that not occurred, I would have already went to veg out. If I wasn't sending the message, I would have already went to veg out. So all of that needed to happen. I mean, the whole massage was phenomenal until the very end. She activated something in my feet, and that was it, baby. Well, actually, no, it was good. It was actually a question. I was still going to leave there without really saying anything, but I did. I started to get an erection. I was like, geez, what am I going to do? Which I didn't. You know, I was able to look at a leaf and be present with that leaf and bring myself to a place of honoring and respect of the ceremony. It was gorgeous. I mean, I don't know why that would come up, but it started to come up, and I was like, whoa, you know, that's very difficult. Now I'm expressing about it now. Like, what a weird thing to express about, right? I wonder who's, you know, open enough to express in this way. Well, I guess it's me for right now. Anyhow. And, yeah, pretty cool stuff. So, without all of those things occurring, there's no way that I would have been at that watering spot. I didn't even know they had a watering spot right there. I didn't know they had a water machine. But apparently that's when my friends fill up their water. How cool is that? So, yeah, I feel pretty super blessed about that personally. Yee! Yeah, and I would never have been there to do that activation. She said it was very powerful. I knew it was very powerful. And it got way more powerful once I gave me the confidence of the moment with it. And that was a pretty super amazing and awesome thing. I mean, how in the world did this even occur? I can't believe I was there. Goodness, I got to start trusting this no matter what, even more. Whether I feel mad or sad or any of those things, it's obvious that I'm not doing a damn thing. And that it's literally just carrying me through all this stuff. And so, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. How amazing is it? And, you know, I do imagine that if anybody really watches this and has no idea what it is I'm talking about, they could message me and ask, you know, with an open mind and maybe not think that I'm completely insane. But it's your choice, you know, it's whatever. I mean, obviously, it's much more insane or crazy or whatever than anything else you see typically. But I will say that maybe you can notice how balanced it is, though. It's like, what a strangely balanced expression. I mean, look at my skin. Nice skin, yeah. My complexion, I'm 31 years old, you know. Kind of youthful, you know. Interesting beard. There we go. That looks a little older. I don't get the wrinkle. Ah, my dimples. They weren't quite like that before. I don't know if I was chubby or how that works out. Maybe it's because I'm older. Maybe because I'm happier. Well, I love you all. We live in a sea of perfection constantly. And everything's just simply moving us where we need to go. And so when you feel this way, or you feel that way, you feel that way, it's because you're going to meet somebody that you need to meet them on that frequency. They need to see it. You need to see it. They're going to meet them. They're going to meet you. You both need to see one another. And that's going to move you in some kind of a manner. It's going to move you here. It's going to move you there. It's going to move you there. It's going to move you there. But eventually you're going to reach a mirror. You're going to reach a place where you can see yourself clearly. And when you do see yourself clearly, you'll be free. And then you can see that everything in the path was utter perfection and that you needed it. And not only did you need it, but all of those beings needed you there too. That's right. They needed you just the ways that you always were, in pain, in grace, and sadness, and pain, and suffering, and You know, in your greatest of joys and in your greatest of miseries, everything's needed you to be. Everything entirely. So not just people, but the grass, the wind, the trees, the stars, the sky, the earth itself, all of consciousness entirely, to the smallest of pieces, to the largest of pieces. So trust and believe that you can forgive yourself, you can release judgment of yourself and other. You're all just here teaching one another. I'm here teaching one another, teaching you, you're teaching me. We're all here in this amazing, phenomenal grace. And I'm a mirror that has come to a place where you can see that very clearly. So if you find this beneficial for you in some way, you know, maybe it helps you understand more about what's happening in your path, and feel free to, you know, shoot me a message and let me know, and that'll somehow give me a greater confidence in what I'm doing, and that's pretty cool. But I also will say that I don't need that. Validation is not needed. The more that it doesn't give me validation, the more I'm able to validate myself as myself and then stand sturdy as my own sovereign being, you know, without the need for anything else. Like, oh, you want to tell me I have good hair? Okay, well, now I feel better about my hair. And then he tells me I don't have good hair, and I'm like, oh, no, I don't have good hair. And then if you're relying on the judgment of another all the time, it's going to be from moment to moment, am I good or am I good or am I good? But if you know yourself to be good, and you know yourself, then you don't have to ask anybody else about it. Oh, you look good. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Thank you so much. It doesn't matter, actually. Whether I look good or not, I don't care. I'm perfect no matter what. Even if I'm that way or that way or that way or that way or that way. It's a ridiculous perfection. So if you look at me and you're like, wow, I'm embarrassed for him. Oh, he should be ashamed. Ha ha! I made myself laugh. Okay. That's your thing. I don't know. Maybe you need to be embarrassed of something. Maybe you need to be ashamed of something. Maybe if you stop doing that thing you're embarrassed or ashamed of in the manner in which causes you to be embarrassed or ashamed of it, it won't be that way. Maybe if you just release your judgment on yourself, it doesn't matter the way that you are, you know? We're all moving through these very narrow channels of energy. There is no separation, so you gotta imagine, you know, there's not a lot of space to move but the movement in which we happen to be moving, and that happens to be for everything, even the tiniest atoms, the quantums, the quarks, you know, all these amazing things, all the energies entirely. And I fucking love you. All of you, entirely, unconditionally, forever and always, every being, everywhere, without one exception, no matter the being. I don't care how evil or how great you believe them to be. I love them unconditionally. I will save them. I will heal my heart. How will I do that? By being truth. By realizing myself fully. That's the only way. If I can step fully into the limitless being that I am truly, that's how I can save me. All of me. All of we that are me, that are you, that are one. We don't have to separate. We can distinguish, and that's okay. I love you dearly. Thank you so much for everything. Every single one of you. Even if right now you're laughing at me and hating me and judging me and embarrassed for me and any of these things, I love you either way. I don't care. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for being you, no matter the you that you're being. Thank you for feeling that way and that way, for being obscured in that way and that way, for having ignorance in that way and that way, and for having intelligence and wisdom. All of these things, you know, depending on how they're looked, they could also be ignorance. So please empty that cup. It's a beautiful cup to be emptied, and then let it be filled again. Don't fill it yourself, please, with your ideas and your beliefs. Your images are not right unless they come directly from realization and your true experience. Now, sometimes you can have an experience, and you can have an experience that is completely your projection. So, I would recommend that you don't do that. You know, I would recommend that you set intention and be incredibly humble, knowing that you do not know anything. Come on, tell me what you know. Come on, tell me what you know. How do you know that? Oh, okay, you don't know that. Unless you freaking free yourself from yourself, you're not able to see clearly, so I don't know how you could be trusting the information. I mean, the very first information when I woke up, I still was having, you know, back information from the dogmas of my story that I needed to clear. Now I'm coming into where I've cleared that, and I can see where many things thought to be dogma are dogmas because of judgment and the lens in which is being looked through because of the belief in duality. Now, if we can see things as perfection, we can look through a much more clear and precise lens, and we can see things in a really amazing fashion. If you lie to yourself or lie to others saying that you can do this when you cannot, you are screwing yourself, and you're not. And I guess you could say that you're screwing others, but it's whatever. But even still, you're not screwing yourself actually in a sense of, we're going to free you no matter what. I mean, we're going to show you yourself no matter what. So if that's what you have to do, I mean, that's what you have to do. I love you anyway. But I would tell you, if you're listening to this and you want to be a little faster in your pace, you can make the choice in any moment to change the reflections that are coming to you and change the way in which you reflect. And a good way would be to not lie to yourself and not to lie to any other part of yourself trying to mislead them, because eventually they'll find the truth. And not only that, but if they're very clear like myself, they will know that you're lying, and somebody will eventually call you out and you'll look all stupid and stuff, and that'll suck. So that's not very fun. So why risk one day being called out and being wrong, losing your friends or whatever? I mean, but if you need to do that, that's awesome. I mean, I don't mind if you don't have any friends, really. I mean, less attachments to some believed in other. There's no other. There's nobody else. You can love somebody, but you'll be loving yourself. You could understand how to come into that confidence and that wisdom if you want. It's your choice. All I can do for you is be me. Whatever me is. Utter versatility in this now moment. And trust and believe. I can't help but do that. And so neither do I believe that you can either. But if my words somehow find you in a good place and activate you into a place of greater grace, then that's awesome. I don't ever want to think of anything as greater or lesser, but something that may feel to be much more smooth for you. I love that. I would love for things to feel smooth and wonderful in your path. I'm loving you forever. I think I'm about to lose this transmission here at 3322. I forgot that that's what it does. It stops at 3322. But that's okay. You know, if that's what needs to happen. Maybe I won't do it this time. I did delete some videos, and I do believe that I had before done longer videos. Maybe. I love you. Thank you for everything. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. The 4 power statements. Ho'oponopono. I'm like used to hearing that tone, that repetitive pattern right there. But I do love you. Please forgive me. The heart of the universe. Sorry. Thank you. Ho'oponopono. Yeah. Oh. The perfection of all of life. Я я потому акачи. Езу водома. Уакитишов. Фуя тикара водома вао. Пиата уяко уято уя водома исаишу. Писо водома уя водома куя водома уата. Амоа. Пуакошо. Шабодома уако уатуэ. Miato водома уака ешуа. Si водома. Puaukoko. Kapdamata eo asaba. Kuama. Kiato Yawazue. Piao Yavadama Kuoto. Yavadama. Yavadama. Keo Asawa. Pekit Yavadama. Pitu with the Mia of the Mayor of the Mo of the Maria Shiesho. Koshoma. Way pat of the ma. Take quipa pit to Yesho is of the Mia Waba air to Aka to churches of it to a Imo Kosho Titova. Mavadamo. Kuapatsa.